put it on their counter since it's not such a huge thing. But they're really bright and colorful, you know, they're nice.
I think they're wonderful.
They're very nice. I'll show you a couple of the big ones.
Thank you.
Now keep in mind, the nice thing about this is that the children put their minds to it. They thought about it. The teachers talked to the children first, told them about the evils of litter, okay? And then the children are giving them to us, and we're taking them to the business. The business is going to, you know, maybe it's going to dawn on them to keep their place clean, but the customer coming in is going to see this sign. So we're hoping that we're having this big circle of education. And just to give you a little example, is we have a little reading in the park at our community, and we had our litter person come and give a talk to the kids about litter, the evils of litter, and you know, they kids took it to heart. And one of the kids out with their parents one day saw somebody throw litter, and she yelled at her, "They're throwing litter, Mom. They littered." And then she cried. Oh. I know.
Well, the other thing that's wonderful about this too is the fact that when you start the children out with a program like this, then that's the start, because as they get older, then they won't litter because of the fact it's already put into their minds. This is just wonderful.
This is high school. This is the high school here. Might be 9, 10. I'm not sure the grades. They didn't give us the grades. I just knew it came from the high school. Okay. And we're going to copy these and put them out.
Look how wonderful they are.
And this one here is a little light, but I won't keep you too long. All right? Nice? Really, they really did put a lot of thought into it. I had my grandson sit down and look at all the posters with me, because he is...
And Andrea, when you have this type of signage, it will be looked at much more than if you just have a sign.
I think so. I think it will make an impact. Okay? Nice. Last one. All right.
And if you could let Nancy Hines know that we are so appreciative, and it's so wonderful to see what our children in the Penn Hills School District can do. Thank you very much. All right, I know we spent a lot of time on that. Now we will move on to the next person who's speaking. Is it Jace? Ransom. And he has sent a letter. I have it that he had sent to me. And just to let you know that he is with the Department of Human Services and creating various communities to help our workers see communities in a strength-based way. Oftentimes, our new workers do not have any practical experience in the community they are working in, and their knowledge of the community is limited, which is very, very important. That was one of the most important lines in the letter, and the next one is even more important. He has here that we would like their first experience to be a very positive one, and the foundation by which they see the community and its residents. And the other thing is that DHS caseworkers, the neighborhoods in which our families live, are unfamiliar territory. And their knowledge of these areas is based solely on hearsay, what is said in the news, and often leading to negative stereotyping and even fear of the communities. And that is so accurate. Unfortunately, when you aren't involved in that certain community, you base your opinion of that community based on what you hear adults saying, what you see on television, what you hear in the media. And it is sad because of the fact, as I always say, information is your most important tool and misinformation is the most damaging. So I think your concept is really well taken, and so we're going to listen to your presentation.
Thank you, Mayor.
I'm here with my colleague.
I'm Tawanda Clark.
I want to thank the mayor and council for providing us an opportunity to come and share about an experiential learning event called the Community Experience. It was birthed out of our desire to support the foster care agencies that we contracted with to recruit families from 11 specific communities here in Allegheny County. Penn Hills is one of those communities. They were tasked with recruiting families specifically for teens, or specifically recruiting families to foster teens, rather, in these 11 communities. As we moved along in the process, we realized a couple things. One is that the recruiters that were working for our foster care agencies were not from the communities that they were recruiting from. Therefore, they had very limited information or understanding about the communities. Secondly, the information, as you shared in the letter there, the information that the recruiters had and the workers that were working to recruit with them was information that was given secondhand or thirdhand, and the information that was coming from the news. All that information was negative, or the majority of that information was negative. And so, in order for us to support them in recruiting families in these communities, we began a process of looking at how can we create something that would allow them to see the community in a strength-based way. And that's how the community experience was birthed. I just wanted to share a little bit more specifically about foster care agencies.
Right. And so why is the community experience so important? And the reason that it's important is because the 11 communities are actually the communities that our teams come from. And one of the first things that I remember one of the teams saying to me when we started this process was that just because my address changes, my connection to my family, my connection to my community, my connection to my friends and my school shouldn't have to. Every time a child transitions within the foster care system, they fall behind academically at least 4 to 6 months. It's really unfair to take a child from out of the community of Penn Hills where they've grown up at, where they're comfortable with, and put them in an area like Bethel Park, where they're not familiar with that area, they're not familiar with that school system. What we really wanted to do was we wanted to make sure that our workers, our stakeholders, were really looking at finding homes and keeping our teams in the communities that they came from so that they could be more successful. That is what community experience is about. It's an experiential learning activity. When you talk about taking theory and putting it into practice, they learn about working with communities and they learn about working with with people from a theoretical standpoint. But the community experience gives them an opportunity to actually connect and become acclimated to the people in the community, to the stores in the community, to a number of different individuals in the community. And really what it's about a treasure hunt. It's about finding the treasures in the community. So what we do through this experience is we give them a list of riddles that are connected to the community, and they go out throughout the day and they have to find various places in the community. One of the places might be Turner's. Another place might be Penn Hills School District. Places that they're